Hey folks, quick preface to this new sort of one take with a quick little edit up front. If you wanted to see that present value, future value free course preview, I did upload those. So you could go click on the course link and for free, you could watch those 2 segments. It's about 20 minutes of really, really good content. Highly encourage you to watch it. You don't have to buy the course, but you could kind of see the quality of content that you would be getting from it. All right, thanks. Let's get into the content. Well, y'all really seemed to like the one take yesterday, so you're getting another one, except this time you're gonna see the real kind of roller coaster that is real estate, but from the perspective of a real estate broker that invests in real estate. So it'll be a little different, but I wanna give you a little bit of an update. First of all, we obviously submitted our offer yesterday at, it was like 4:30 p.m. or 4:45 p.m. or whatever it was. Well, they haven't really gotten back to us with anything but, some other agents came by the open house and they said that maybe, maybe not, maybe their clients will write an offer. So we'll get back to you in like a day or two. I'm like, are you guys kidding me? The #1 rule in real estate is strike while the iron is hot. Don't let a buyer sit around starting to second guess things, because guess what? That's exactly what we're doing. That is a well-timed squeak. Okay, here we go. Lauren and I have been here like 3 more times now. It's not that far from where we live now. And, well, after all, we keep discovering more junk. So, I wanted to share that with you and also give you a little bit of insight that, folks, when negotiations don't keep moving, when things stall, people lose momentum and they start over-rationalizing problems that exist. That is, any little problem that I think there is starts becoming a greater and greater fear. Now, obviously, I am conscious of that, so, I try to counter-rationalize. But let me show you some things that are really bothering us. Where should I start? You know what? We'll start on the inside. So, some things that are really bothering us. First of all, Lauren has severe asthma and allergies. And she's kind of picking up, the oldness from the carpet. I close this door so you can actually see it. The carpet appears to be the original carpet. You think to yourself, well, not that big of a deal, right? Well, our long-term plan for this house would be to remove the carpet and probably remove this flooring too. I'm not that big of a fan of this kind of like ripped edge look. I mean, it's okay, but maybe it's just the white walls and everything being so stark that just nothing about this feels homey. So that leaves us thinking, okay, well, do we refloor before we move in if we get this? But keep in mind, flooring isn't cheap. If we refloor, it makes sense to do new baseboards because usually you put the baseboards on top of the flooring planks you're putting down, unless you do like a little quarter-round strip, but that starts looking a little bit more ornate. Nowadays, we like simpler, we like cleaner lines, we like less molding instead of more molding. I mean, this is 2008, this door, and this is already less ornateness. But today, in 2018, we go with almost molding around here that's just a rectangle. It's craftsman style. Some people even consider it more contemporary. You see it a little bit more in Los Angeles, where now you're even doing vanishing baseboards. You can Google that. But we've also got to thinking, well, if we're going to refloor, then we'll change the floor plan to have those 2 full bedrooms down here. But we did decide it makes much more sense, rather than to have that bedroom here in this sort of family room area where the fireplace is, put it right here. We were going to close that butler's pantry off anyway because it's a complete waste of space and ruins the functionality of the kitchen. Really dislike it. And so now all of a sudden, this becomes the other bedroom. Then between this post here and this post is sort of a wall to separate that front sort of little coffee area, which will just be really a kid's playroom. So that way you'd come in and you'd have, okay, functional kids playroom. Then you have bedroom number 6 right here, which more bedrooms, very, very rentable. Sometimes that does lead to more wear and tear, but it's stuff to think about. So anyway, here's the other downstairs bedroom, and the more time we spend here, the more we realize just like little things bother us. to us, for example, having this little chair rail style molding under here makes it very difficult for us to put our children's kind of cabinets, the little cubbies that pull things in and out, which are the perfect height to go right under a windowsill. Something that I did in our house, which is probably overkill, but I did it really for our children, is I replaced every single outlet in the house with a tamper-resistant outlet, so you don't need to put these little silly things on, which are really annoying. You gotta kind of pry them off. But the point is, you couldn't go here and stick anything into the socket because they have these little shields there. So now more and more, and this is meanwhile all while the agent's like, oh, yep, other people are talking about writing offers. So more and more, I get this idea that, you know, all these extra costs are coming and coming, and, you know, when do we want to do this? When do we want to do this? And we're just going back and forth. Meanwhile, if they just sent us a counter offer, maybe we just think about how much we like the place. But, you know, now because they're taking their time, I'm putting my investor hat on. I go, okay, well, if I'm going to close this off and do a wall here, well, then I'll have to re-floor upstairs too. I mean, putting in a wall is fine. It's a lot easier to put in a wall and not mess up all the flooring. But what is this? This is like the lamest transition ever. Like, what? I don't even think I noticed it the first time. Something that really, really bothers Lauren. I mean, first of all, there are like 8 fogged out windows in this house. There's a broken window. It's really bright. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. Let's see if it'll focus. This window is completely shattered. Look at that. It's like, what? $835,000. And I don't remember exactly where they were, but these houses had Milgard windows installed in them, and some of these have lost their seals. This was sort of a bad reputation Milgard developed, and there are about 8 windows that I've counted. Here's one that have lost their seals, and I'm thinking to myself, golly, 8 windows, you know, that could easily be $500 each. So this is what it looks like. This is not dirt. This is fogging that you can't clean. It has lost its seal, and that stuff's happening on the inside of the window. It's got like 8 of those. And I mean, like little stuff like this. This doesn't even matter. This doesn't even cost anything. It's just like, come on, man. So now, like, people with children come in here and go, okay, so if my kid's sitting here and is swinging these doors, they could come off the hinges up here, the little ball rollers, and fall on a kid. So all that little stuff, it's kind of like a death by 1,000 little nail gun darts that hit you. So it's just been frustrating, you know. By the way, I did finish those, if you're not part of the real estate course yet, that's fine. I did finish the free previews. So check out the 2 free previews for, what is it, section 3.5.1 and 3.5.2. Check that out because it's really, really good information. Oh, another thing, and that way you don't have to spend any money. You can kind of just see the kind of style that you get from the course a little bit more. People seem to like previews. Okay, this kills us. And again, this is us getting emotional because, you know, we would live here. Like, we would sleep here. And it's like, to us, we're like, get rid of that. We don't want those, right? Like, we don't care for your sconces next to your bed. But, folks, this bathroom, I don't like it. Sorry. Like, I don't know. It just, maybe it just needs a good scrubbing, but it just feels, like, really used. You know what I mean? Like, at least, like, clean it a little better. I don't know. It just, maybe just being too picky. But I think what it is, you know, if this was like a foreclosure and it was selling for $750,000, I'd be like, I don't care, gut it. But it's $835,000. Well, that's what we offer. They're going to counter us for more. Another model of the same floor plan is closing escrow for $870,000, and they have a pool and an in-ground spa. So that's why I wrote $835. I'm like, heck no, I'm paying anywhere close to $870, and they're actually listed for $865. I think yesterday I accidentally said $850. They're listed for $865, but there's no way this one has as much value as the other one. And look, if they end up getting other offers, forget it. You know what I'll do is I'll go buy a rental property and rent something else out because I'd rather just buy something in the wedge than just buy this because maybe we like the location and it's, you know, it has some perfect features for us and we like the neighborhood or whatever. But just little stuff like the whole thing shakes and wobbles, and we'd actually be downgrading our bathroom because the vanity is smaller. I don't know, a bunch of little like complainy things. That's just sort of what happens when you let a buyer sit. So maybe I'm bitter over that, but let me show you some other things that are bothering me a bit. There were, outside that master shower that I didn't like, there's water damage on the baseboard along the floor. So it seemed like there wasn't really a preference for maintenance. And that's probably what's most frustrating is, you know, they didn't really seem to care to maintain things. Like even little things like caulking around the sink probably hasn't been done. And I mean, come on. There's like water stains back there. I mean, I hope they're water stains. It's right behind the toilet. It's kind of gross. I mean, look at that. It's that little stuff that just makes me think, you know, was the house beat up? And I know it's crazy, but look, it's a 2008 house. And for something that's 10 years old, I don't expect the drawer to be stuck or broken or whatever. And, you know, and there's like gunk in there. And I don't know. I mean, you know, kind of being a little harsh maybe, but maybe not. I mean, look at that. The vent hood is crooked. Oh my gosh. It just waffles. It's not even secured or installed right. And it looks like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it looks like the cheapest one. Honestly, like, Lauren and I were like, just, you know what, forget it. Just gut it. Gut the whole thing. Because it's just, I think I showed you guys this in the last one. It's just gross. So, you know, if there's a lesson here for you, either if you're an agent or you're a seller, it's don't give people time to overanalyze stuff. Get a deal going if you're trying to sell something that's not perfect. Look, if this place is perfect, fine, but it ain't. I'm gonna show you something else over here. Two other things I wanted to show you. Watch this. So, to me, it's kind of tacky that the trash cans are like half on the driveway and half where the planter is. It's like, why don't you just have a little bit more room and put some more concrete there? Or another example might be over here. Be nice to extend this concrete a little bit so you could actually have two cars that could kind of separately pull in and out, because this narrows down to a one-car driveway. A little frustrating. The last thing I wanted to show you is check this out. And this is while I run over there, since this is a one take with an asterisk, since I think I'm gonna end up putting a little preface at the beginning, and there was one cut when I had to realize I had to open the front door and I had to turn my phone off to do that because it's Bluetooth. But check this out. I go around here. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Gross. I guess this could be the thumbnail picture. This is just disgusting. Like, this is how you put it on the market? And now, and you're dragging me out? You know what? Forget you. Sell it to somebody else. Let them deal with it. By the way, all in all, we're thinking we probably are gonna have to put like $100,000 in over time, you know, over the next year or two, just to fix this place up to not be so, which at that point, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, $935,000 at our asking price. Forget that. I'll go buy 2 rental properties in the wedge for $280,000, rent them out, and come on. The one thing I always say, and I've said it in videos before, like the day in the life of the real estate agent, paint the front door. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's bleh. Sorry, I had to be ranty today.